Gandalf should be a woman. That's absolutely right, apparently. In case you didn't know, Amazon has a new Lord of the Rings show, and there's beginning a groundswell of calls for Gandalf to be played by a woman. Now, before I get into that, if you saw my video yesterday, Quartering Exposed, we are just 35 members from an all-time record on the channel. On the main page, there's a join button, or below the video, there's a join button. It's a way to support the channel and fight against any sort of demonetization craziness, and 100% of it goes back into the channel. Currently, I'm going to use it to spruce up the videos with new graphic packs and things like that, so are a little more interesting to watch. You click the join button. There's a bunch of different levels you get, and after 35 more, we're going to get access to even more emotes that you can use in the live stream, or you could use in the comment sections. Awesome, awesome stuff. I'm working on the shout outs in the end of the video right now. Join today. Anyway, Gandalf should be a woman in the new Lord of the Rings TV show, actress says. We've had female Hamlets. Why not? I agree. Everybody should be a woman. Everybody, like Gimli should be a woman. Just Gollum should be a woman. Everybody should be an all-woman Lord of the Rings. It would be excellent. Now, of course, this is bait. Of course, this is bait. A throwaway line from an actress from the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, but it won't stop the media from jumping on it and pretending like people are actually asking for it. An actress from Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings movie franchise has spoken up to say she believes a woman should play Gandalf in the new Lord of the Rings TV show. Now, if you didn't know about the new Lord of the Rings TV show, you wouldn't be alone. It doesn't seem like a lot of advertising is going into it. And to be honest with you, it seems like a production that is doomed to fail. Peter Jackson set a level of expectation that even his follow-up movies couldn't live up to. I thought, obviously, The Hobbit was an excellent series, but you just couldn't live up to the original epicness of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Probably one of the most epic trilogies ever, right up, definitely in the top 3 or 4, and I'm not going to argue about which one's number 1. I think that's personal preference. But in this case, Amazon has decided to get the license and put together a show which will be sure to disappoint. Robin Malcolm, who played a small part of Morwen in the Lord of the Rings Two Towers, said that it's time for women to get more front and center. That's right, because Terminator doesn't exist, apparently. These old legends, these old mystical stories, they're so based within a patriarchal landscape, Malcolm said. Why not look at the magic of a matronal world where magical powerhouses are women? Well, I agree. Hey, if you're going to sully the memory of Lord of the Rings, go all the way. You know, Gandalf, probably the bravest and biggest hero in that movie franchise, the coolest character I can ever remember. Turn him into a woman. Why not? I mean, I love it. Sir Ian McKellen. They call him Ian McKellen, but I believe it is Sir Ian McKellen. Played Gandalf. By the way, this is on GameSpot, a video game website. Ian McKellen played Gandalf in Lord of the Rings and Hobbit trilogies. Malcolm said that she would like to see New Zealand-based actress Rena Owen or Rachel House play Gandalf in Amazon's Lord of the Rings TV show. She also named people like Alfre Woodard among people in her top personal choice for the role. If the producers want to send somebody with more name recognition, Malcolm says actresses like Judi Dench, Maggie Smith, or Eileen Atkins should be considered. Malcolm went on to say that because Lord of the Rings is based in fantasy, she doesn't worry about those pesky token purists. Yeah, screw the fans. Forget it. Even though we're relying on you to tune in every week and pay for your Amazon Prime so you can get the show, forget you. It's just like Witcher. It's just like the Witcher TV show. Yeah, we want the 20 million Witcher fans of the video game to watch our show, but screw you. We don't care what you want. We just want your money. We've had female Hamlets, she said, so why not? The Lord of the Rings TV show will take place during the Second Age, but there is no word on any of the characters who might appear in it or by what means the show will handle time. There's no word yet on when Lord of the Rings show will premiere, but we're beginning to find out who will star in it. Black Mirror actor Will Poulter and Markella Kavanagh are in talks to play lead roles, according to reports. Behind the camera, Amazon has assembled an all-star team of writers and producers. The writer's room for the untitled Lord of the Rings includes Jennifer Hutchinson from Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Helen Shang of Hannibal. By the way, bring back Hannibal! Anyway, Kate Howley is a costume designer who previously worked on Edge of Tomorrow, Heinrichs, and won an Oscar for Sleepy Hollow, and also worked on The Last Jedi. Ooh, like that's something you want on your resume. It's a production, so it's got a ton of obviously huge names. It has numerous producers, including people who have worked on Westworld, Boardwalk Empire, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and The Departed. Interesting. And in other news, there's actually a new Lord of the Rings video game coming out, and it's going to focus on Gollum. Hopefully Gollum is played by a woman, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not buying it unless it's played by a woman. I hope that you'll stand by me in solidarity. The new action narrative game will take a deeper look at the story of Gollum, the pitiful creature at the heart of the Lord of the Rings series. Lord of the Rings Gollum from Daedalic Entertainment is slated for 2021 with platforms to be determined. Hopefully it's only on the Switch. Oh, right now it's due on PC as well, whichever console platforms are, quote, relevant at the time, meaning which ones will pay you for it. We tell Gollum's story from a perspective never seen before. Now, if you thought I was kidding about how all of these news outlets would pick up this one throwaway quote, here you go. Digital Spy. LOTR star thinks it's a star. She played a throwaway role in the second film, but you're going to call her the star. Lord of the Rings star thinks Gandalf should be played by a woman in Amazon series. Here's Cinema Blend. Amazon's Lord of the Rings series should cast a female Gandalf. Lord of the Rings actress wants female Gandalf in the new TV stories. She's not a star, by the way. Not a star. And if we look at Cinema Blend's article, Amazon's Lord of the Rings series should cast a female Gandalf, Two Towers actress says. Now, that is a more relevant title. Of course, Amazon's planning to take it to the next level with their TV adaptation of J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, sparing no expense. The series will film in New Zealand, which is awesome, by the way, the unofficial home of Middle-earth, where Peter Jackson's acclaimed Lord of the Rings and TV Hobbit were also filmed, with an expected 20 episodes per season. There's a lot of anticipation for the prequel series to be good. However, that doesn't mean the series has to follow in the movie's footsteps. And by the way, some of the money they're throwing, some of the cash they're throwing around, the bizarre way Amazon is hyping its Lord of the Rings. So it begins. Lord of the Rings on Prime is now social media presence on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. There's not much up right now beyond a map, and it's a map without labels. However, the map shares some hints and comes with captions that have serious Tolkien fans in full nerd hype speculation mode. Casuals may feel baffled just by looking at the blank map, but Amazon has plenty of time to broaden the marketing by the time the series premieres in, well, maybe 2021. By the way, make no mistake about it, I'm actually very excited for this. Lord of the Rings was kind of the first epic trilogy for me. It's probably like how a lot of people felt in the original Star Wars trilogy when that came out. I just, I was too young for that. This is a series that literally can never be remade. I think the series itself could be all right. There's a caption, 3 rings for the Elven Kings under the sky, which is the start of a Tolkien's quote in the Rings of Power, forged during the Second Age. Since they have singled out 3 rings, there may be some clues there. The 3 Elvish rings power were called Villa, Nenya, and Narya. I probably mispronounced all of them. They were made... okay, we're not going to go into all the deep lore about that, but I'm interested. I'm definitely interested over what's going on here. This original article on Cinema Blank continues. After all, we live in an age where inclusion on screen extends to gender-bent roles. Since the original Lord of the Rings trilogy skewed heavily towards male characters, yeah, because so many of them were soldiers, it probably had something to do with that. The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers actress Robin Malcolm argues that it should be a woman who plays Gandalf the Grey in Amazon's LOTR TV series. New Zealand actress Robin Malcolm has a minor role, but every major media outlet is just glomming on to this throwaway quote. A character who didn't even appear, by the way, in Tolkien's books and was written specifically for the second film. Speaking with New Zealand publication Stuff, Malcolm says it's about dang time a woman played Gandalf the Grey and admits that she's tired of seeing all these fantastical films be so focused on men. These old legends, these old mystical stories, they're so based within that patriarchal landscape. That makes a lot of sense. As much as I love Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, you mean the perfect trilogy? It's hard to ignore the fact that both trilogies were wholly testosterone heavy. One of the primary female characters, Liv Tyler's Arwen, didn't get in on much of the action and was often relegated to the sidelines. So, please stay away from Lord of the Rings. Stay away from Lord of the Rings. I've often covered a lot of the stuff with Star Wars and what they're doing to that, but it's never hit home to me like Lord of the Rings would, because while I enjoy the Star Wars fandom, the cinema, everything around it, I'm not connected to it like I am Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is my Star Wars for Star Wars fans, and the TV show is something that I'm excited about, but pessimistic because it's such a high standard to live up to. In fact, some of Robin Malcolm's top picks included Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg. Here's hoping the casting directors get wind of the story, see exactly why they write these articles, and consider giving the role of Gandalf to a woman. At the very least, Amazon's Lord of the Rings could do with a lot more actresses in a variety of roles. With 20 episodes a season, which is a lot, considering Amazon shows have historically capped off at their seasons at 10 episodes, and so much money there to make them all, there's really no excuse. What? Just because there's a lot of episodes means you have to have more women in it? I don't understand this line of thinking. Amazon The Lord of the Rings series doesn't have a release date yet, but will probably be available in 2021. The ambitious Amazon brokered a 5-season deal, with the first 2 episodes planned and directed by J.A. Baina from A Monster Calls, and will be set prior to The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings series. I like this. I think going prequel is smart. Now, there's not a lot to talk about what happened after, but there's a whole heck of a lot to talk about what happened before the Lord of the Rings series, and I really, really hope this is going to be good, but if we're going to get involved in this kind of stuff before the show even starts, I'm out. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Above, you'll find some links to watch more videos, as well as a nice big button to subscribe, which I hope you'll do. If you did enjoy it, make sure before you go that you leave a like and a comment on the video, because you are the #1 reason this channel continues to grow, and I appreciate you.